Good day, sir. We are going to tackle about aesthetic arts and crafts. This chapter will help us understand that art and craft are two contrasting kinds of aesthetic work organization and work ideology differing in their emphasis on the standards of utility, virtuoso skills, and beauty. So, kani daw na chapter kay tabangan ta masabtan ang art ug craft. Activities organized as craft can become art when members establish art worlds take over their media techniques and organizations. So meaning, ang craft kay mahimo lang siya art when ma-take over ang ilang media o techniques of organizations sa art. Conversely, through increased academicism or subordination of traditional art concerns to exigencies that arise outside an artwork, activities organized as art can become art. So meaning, sa karon nga generation, grabe na gid ang demand sa art. So habang gadugay, gadaghan na ang style sa art, bantog ang craft kay grabe na og influence art. Next. So, aesthetics is from the Greek word aesthesis which means perception. So when you say perception, ang perception kay sense na nimo sa isa ka art. Pareha nang makakita kag isa ka art. So makakita kag isa ka art pareha nang aesthetic na art. Ang una jud nimo feel na kay ang sense niya, ang awareness nimo through art ug imong pag-comprehend kung unsa siya kagwapo. So it's a branch of philosophy devoted to the study of art and beauty, used in the 18th century by Alexander Baumgarten, a German philosopher. This term also refers to the principles governing the nature and appreciation of beauty, especially in visual art. So, mao ni siyang example sa aesthetic art. So, sa tanawan nato ang art, di ba, makita nato kung unsay meaning niya, kung unsa siya kagwapo kay aesthetic arts man siya. So, kaaya-aya kay siya, positive o meaningful, artful. So, next. Craft. The term craft comes from a German word craft which means power or ability. It is usually employed in branches of decorative arts or associated artistic practice. It also implies the application of human skill through the use of hand. So, ang craft kay application of human skills through the use of hand. Ang craft kay gamit ra gyud ng kamot-ana. It tends to produce things for various human purposes and tends to exhibit their prettiness around goal and external to the object itself. So, ang craft makita ra nato na siya bisag-asa para nang sa balay nato mga furniture nato, kanang mga gamit, mga spoon, wooden, mga nana. So, next. So, arts and crafts started in Europe as a design reform and as a social movement initiated by William Morris. So, nagsugod gyud di ay ang arts and crafts sa Europe. Especially dito sa Britain, uso kay na dito ang arts and crafts. Demand na para sa unang mong panahon kay ang arts o crafts kay murag malibang kuan gyud sa mga tao gyud na ginapahalagahan ang art para atong kay Mona Lisa, dagan kay nagailog ato kay manggwapo manggod. So inana ka importante ang art sa una. So it involves activities related to making things which require a combination of skill, speed, and patience. So kung magbuhat ka og crafts, kailangan din na nimo siya og combination of skill. So kakayahan nimo, kailangan nimo speed ug patience kay dili jud na lalim nang magbuhat og crafts samot nag-combine siya og art. So next. So William Morris, who was born on March 24, 1834 in Walthamstow, England, was known for his pattern designs, particularly on fabrics. So mao ni siya si William Morris. Kuan ni siya is ka British textile. Dili lang po ni siya kuan sa art. Kuan po ni siya philosopher, poet, artist, novelist, activist ug socialist. Isa ni siya sa kuan major contributor sa arts and crafts sa una. Dako ni siya impact. So next, types of arts and crafts. Artists may have unique skills and perceptive abilities, but they are also people with needs and motivation to meet those needs. So, meaning, ang mga artist daw, dili lang daw na sila nagabuhat og art tungod kay gusto nila. Ang uban, need nila na para sa ilang kinabuhi, para nang sa tuwa maghimo sa mga kuan na to, mga sa una ninuno na to, nagahimo na sila og mga art para ibaligya nila para na sila pangkaon ana. So creating different works of art that are accepted by one's audience can lead to an artist's social acceptance and recognition. Meaning, para na mga artist nga magbuhat sila og art, once nga ma-appreciate sa ilang viewer ang art nila nga gibuhat, so maka-feel yun na sila og kuan, murag satisfaction, murag maganahan hinon sila nga mahimo pag-art. So their works of art have been used to create pleasing environments. Arts and crafts have different types, namely textile, wood, metal, paper or canvas, and plastic crafts. So textile crafts. The word textile is from the Latin phrase texere, which means to braid and to construct. These also refer to any craft where you work with fabric, yarn, or surface design. So, first example is cross stitch.
Cross stitch. Stitching can also be a form of natural pain relief. It is a popular form of counted thread embroidery in which X-shaped stitches in a tiled raster-like pattern are used to form a picture. Di ba? Katong kakuan mo nang mura siya kanang i-ano ba tahi mura og tahi on good. But na pa ba ni ron kanang atong mga ang lula nakakita ko ni siya nagyani siya ba. Mura siya ano tahi on. Wala no mura siya kanang tawag ani. Basta kung ano na siya, tahion na just siya. Nya, mo siyang murag kaning bagyan mo murag design. Ana lang. Crochet. It is a process of creating fabric from yarn, thread, or other material strands using a crochet hook. Di ba kuan mo atong ano? Wait lang, hanap. Katong magbuhat siya kanang sagon sa na mga pitaka, mga tops kanang sa babae kanang ngana. Ang kuan na niya ang gamit ang ano ani ganing material ang kuan ni gamit niya kay yarn o katong ano crochet hook. Mo siya katong kuan. Murag gyapon siya katong nagtahi god. Mo na siya crochet.
Sewing. It is the craft of fastening or attaching objects using stitches made with needle and thread. Sewing is where the weaving is. Oh my god. Okay. Sewing it is the crafts of fastening or attaching objects using stitches made with needle and thread. The weaving of cloth from natural fibers originated in the Middle East around 4000 BC, and perhaps earlier during the Neolithic Age, and the sewing of cloth accompanied this development. During the Middle Age, Europeans who could afford it employed seamstresses and tailors. Sewing is not enables you to create beautiful and heirloom items that can be passed down, but they are also the same skills needed to mend and alter clothes. Knowing how to put a hem back in pants of and skirts as well as how to sew a button back on the garment is extremely important and can be very expensive to have done. Weaving. What is weaving? Weaving is a method of textile production in which two distinct sets of yarn or threads are interlaced at right angles to form a fabric or cloth. Our methods are knitting, crocheting, felting, and braiding or plaiting. And longitudinal threads are called the warp, and the lateral threads are the woof or filing. Weaving is whispered in places like South America, Southeast Asia, medieval Europe, colonial United States, during Industrial Revolution up to its modern day. So like for example sa mga weaving, like for example sa trapo, sa banig, and then sa kanang paypay, sumana siya ang example sa weaving. Dana Brett.
Delay. Tatting. It is a technique for handcrafting, particularly in making durable lace, which is constructed by a series of knots and loops. Kana sa makita sa inyong cortina, ang mga design. Yung gamit na material ana kay needle o ganing loops kitong gamit sa crochet ba. Shoemaking. It is the process of making footwear. Ang shoemaking is nabuhat na since 1568 and sikat na sa 18th century. And ang paggamit na niya is hand to hand. At pagbuhat na niya kay hand to hand.
lace. It is an open work fabric pattern with open holes in the work made by machine or by hand. Kani siyang lace, makita arni mo ni siya sa sa ribbon, sa dress, sa bra, sa underwear nya. Lace is a delicate fabric made from yarn or thread, characterized by open design and patterns created through variety of different methods. Lace fabric was originally made from silk and linen, but today cotton thread and synthetic fiber are both used. Next. Macrame. It is a form of textile making which requires very few tools and pure knowledge of baking knotting. The word macrame is derived from Arabic macramia, believed to mean striped towel, ornamental fringe, or obrived veil. Another school of thought indicates that comes from Turkish makrama, napkin or towel. Macrame means a coarse lace or fringe made by knotting threads or cords in a geometrical pattern, also the art of tying knots and in patterns.
So, millinery. It is designing and manufacture of hot. Millinery mo ni siya ang katong tigbuhat o kalo kalo nga na-design para sa mga babae. Next. String art. It is an arrangement of colored thread strung between points to form an abstract geometric design. So, kaning string art, mo ni sa ang drawing nga nagagamit o kanang pias anang sinulid, yarn, kanang mga decolor, kanang mga tawag na ay kanang string mo na ay basta mo na sa ang ginahimo niya og kuan, ginahimo niya og shape ba o kanang forma sa drawing. Mao na yang ginagamit para makahimo og isa sa drawing. Next.
So woodcrafts. These refer to a skill that pertains to the woods, especially in making one's way through the woods or in hunting, trapping, etc. It is also relates to the subsistence lifestyle with implications of hunting, gathering. So ang woodcrafts kay sa una ang woodcrafts makita yun mo siya sa kanang mga indigenous people, especially sa kanang naghunt sila. So pareha ng kahoy gina-craft na nila using ginahimo nila hait ang tumoy para manghunt. Napoy uban mga woodcrafts nga ginahimo pang trap sa isda. Napoy ang example po dani kay kita ra nato sa itong mga balay para na mga bowl nga made of wood, mga spoons nga kahoy, mga kanang candle holder. So daga nagkuan napa na example sa next.
Carpentry. It's a skill trade in the cutting, shaping, and installation of building materials during the construction of the buildings. Ang kanidang carpenter kay mao din ning mga panday nga magbuhat og mga balay og mga buildings. Mercury, Mercury. It is the art of the craft, applying pieces of the veneer, then slice of the wood to a structure to form decorate design. Kaning Mercury tree kay pareha ka po ni sila sa panday pero lahi lang ni siya kay mao man siya tig tayo naway pa himo nga bangko mo ilam sila may tig decorate ana unsa bay gusto ninyo nga himo ninyo og decorate mga bangko mo ang ilang sundon para makita ninyo.
Wood turning. It is a form of woodworking that is used to create a wooden object. So from the word wood turning means that a wood uh, will going to cut while it is rotating. And then the next is
For example, sir, na barangay, sir, maglimpyo, mag-hearing sila, maglimpyo sa ilang barangay, sir.
wood carving. It is a form of woodworking that is used to create a wooden object. You're going to see this in the doors and
Brigada Eskwela.
in
Ano pa
other
doon, Mr.
furniture objects.
Parang simple kasi yan, eh.
And the next,
Very simple yung maglinis, yung parang aplikasyon natin. Pero ano doon yung bayagihan talaga? The planting activities.
Cabinetry. It is a skill in making a box-shaped piece of furniture, door and drawer for keeping various objects. Pag moingon tag cabinetry, ang mosulod yun sa atong na kay cabinet. Ang cabinet is daghan kaayo laylahing klase nga porma ug laylahi nga type. Ang mga types sa cabinet is base cabinet, full cabinet, ug tall cabinet. O naapod siya ay laylahi nga kadak-on o katas-on. Ya, pwede na to ibutang mga gamit nato para sa mga sanina. O mao na to. O ako sa bukid. Upholstery. It is the work of building cushion and cover furniture. Kini siya kay mga furniture like mga armchair o mga sofa and soap and padded siya. Nasa ni siya type na mga fabric na gamit para maging soap and padded. Kini ang mga type ginatawag o upholstery fabric. Kini siya ang cotton, linen, wool, leather, acetate, sheep, silk, polyester, polypropylene, acrylic. Mao ni nga fabric ang ginagamit sa upholstery furniture.
So metal crafts. This refer to the art of executing artistic designs in metal. for both practical and aesthetic purposes. These arts are designed for decorative items or functional objects that are beneficial and useful to us all. These works are of bronze, silver, gold, tin, copper, lead, brass, and iron. So, ang metal crafts is, makita ra na nimo siya sa imong usay, kay mong ginasuot, kanang mga jewelry nimo, watch, masingsing, ariyo sa babae, anak. Ang kanapong mga na-purpose sa tua is para ng tukod sa samin, mga divider nga made of metal. So, napa-example sa next. So, jewelry. It is a form of personal adornment such as brooches, rings, necklace, earrings, and bracelets. So, mao na akong gingon gaina, jewelry. Ang uban na kay dili lang gid siya metal pero mostly gid sa ato ang ginagamit kay metal gid siya, metal craft. Metal casting. It is a process by which a liquid material, bronze, copper, glass, aluminum, and iron, is poured into a mold which contains a hollow cavity of desired shape and then allowed to solidify. So, sa makita nimo sa picture is, di ba ko ani, sa motor ba ni? Tama ba? So, ang lain po nga example ani kay kanang sa unang panahon kanang mag-forge og sword. So, kailangan nimo og mga liquid material, bronze, copper, glass, aluminum, and iron para makabuo siya og isa ka object, para makabuo siya og isa ka metal craft. Next is welded sculpture. It is an art form in which statue is made using welding techniques. So daghan tag makita ni sa mga dalan-dalan kanang mga art craft nga using metal. So paper or canvas crafts. So it refers to an extremely durable plain woven fabric used for making backpacks, tents, marquees, and other sustainable items. So kani siya, mao ni siyang kuan. Kabalo naman ta ni paper, papel. So daghan pod og mga artwork nga gamit ang papel. So book binding. It is a process of physically assembling a book from some folded or unfolded sheets of paper or other material. So nganong makuha na to siya as a craft nga ang notebook naman siya. So dili ta makaingon ana kay ang bookbinding daghan kay systematic nga procedure para mabuo. Kaya daghan kay na siya og mga pasikot-sikot para lang gid mabuo na bantog. Apil na siya sa paper or canvas crafts. So card making, it is a handmade technique for producing greeting cards. So kani dali ra man kay ni dagan makita man nato ni siya permi kanang sa mga birthday, sa mga formal occasion, kanang na mga design nga card kanang pang invitation good. So next. So collage. So familiar naman taning collage kay usually ginapa-report man ni sa tuwa. It is a technique where the artwork is made from an assemblage of different forms, thus creating a new whole. So usually makita na to sa collage kay mga line-line nga picture pero mahimo siya og mga lain-lain pud na form parehaning sa picture. Picture siya nga lain-lain sa tao, mga lugar pero nabuo siya og heart. Mao nang maapil po siya sa paper or canvas crafts.
Okay, wala lang ba sa collage? Let's say, for instance, gusto ka maghimo og heart shape para sa nasa picture. Instead na mag-cut lang kag piece of paper, nag-improvise ka og images gluing yourself or your pals or family to make a shape para sa ning nasa picture. Nag-glue siya mga pictures para makahimo siya form like heart shape form. Next. Origami. It is a Japanese cultural and art of paper folding. Origami came from Japanese word uri-kami. Uri means to folding, kami, paper. It means folding paper. Kaning origami kay traditional game ni sa Japan. Like folding elaborately designed paper into myriad of shapes. Typically, kaning origami, mga shape ani niya. Animals, plants, and any other living things. Origami was also used as decorative and artistic purposes like ginahimong figurines or just collections lang sa mga panimalay. Origami was also used as a tool to teach basic principles of math and geometry. Next.
Paper mache. It is a composite material consisting of paper pieces or pulp. Sometimes reinforced with textiles bound with an adhesive. Mo ni siya katong adhesive mo ni siya katong kwan mo ni ang adhesive mo ni siya katong glue man yata na basta glue. Kailangan mo ni siya katong di ba kabuhat mo yata mo sa sa inyong sa inyong high school or balay. Katong ba? Magkuan mo sa unsag kanang style siya imo mo katong mask. Kailangan siya kaning bason nga papel tas mura siya kaning nya isagol to nimong glue. Mo na nya maghimo kag kaning mask. Mo na siya paper mache. Next. Scrapbooking. It refers to a method of arranging, preserving, and presenting personal and family history in a book form. Scrapbooking, mo ni siya katong dali ra man kani siya buhaton. Mura ra ni kaning kuan. Kani siya makuanan nimo katong mga inyong mga family picture, pabutang nimo dara. Siyempre, kailangan siya nag-design na para tibay-tibay po tanawon ba? O kanang mga wait lang, choke ko.
So rubber stamping, it is a craft in which some type of ink made of dye or pigment applied to an image or pattern that carved, molded, laser engraved, or vulcanized onto a sheet of rubber. So familiar naman po taning rubber stamping, usually na to ni makita sa kanang mga formal document kanang sa mga attorney, kailangan mga pirma, pero sa uban pod ginahimo po nig art para nang nasa picture mga tiil sa pets nila or pwede po nimo ipangkuan sa design. Kailangan na nimo ink na ibutang diha pason nimo tapos imong ipilit kung asa nimo gusto. So, killing. Scaling or paper filigree is an art form that involves the use of strips of paper that are rolled in shape and glued together to create decorative design. So ang killing kay mo ni siya ang artwork na kailangan nimo og mga paper para maka-create ka og isa ka object parehaning sa picture nga example. So pagtanaw pa lang nato daan kita na dayon ta og murag phoenix ba na siya, ibon, something ana. Made lang na siya mga strips of paper nga gipang tuyok-tuyok, gipang shape, tapos giglow para mapilit, para mahimo na siya og decorative design. So, plant scraps. This refer to skill using plant parts as the medium. So, plant scraps, kabalo naman tani, man tani, familiar tani para na mga bonsai, dili lang bonsai, mga lain-lain pud nga mga plant nga gusto lang nimo ilain og shape para kaaya-aya siya tanawon sa mga viewers.
Dali making. It relates to the making of shapes and figures known as dalis, straw, such as barley, oats, and wheat. Kanina siya kaning kita mo sa una ng brasa ng sa kaning dahon sa kaning sa lubi. May himo na nila kaning cross na baligyan nila baligyan nila. Tapos pala ng cord kanang buhat na nila i-centipede na nila niya, buhat nila kaning design or yan or art. Okay na ba?
Floral design. It is the art of using plant materials in flowers to create a pleasing and balanced composition. So, floral design. Usually, makita na to ning floral design sa mga occasion para ng kasal, birthday, na para ka aya-aya tanawon ang kuan ba paligid. Usay na po ni siya sa mga cake, beside sa table na agi ni siya basta mga formal occasion. So pressed flower cup consists of drying flowers, petals, and leaves in a flower press to flatten and exclude light and moisture. So familiar man po taning pressed flower craft kuan kanang mga pareha ng ikaw giregaluhan ka og flower tapos malanta man na siya. So sayang man pud og ilabay nimo. So ang uban na ginabutang na nila sa isa ka bag sa isa ka frame tapos ilan ng tabunan para himog design na lang ito. So principles of understanding artistic design and composition. So art principles are created by combining art elements. Artists utilize organizing principles to develop forms that inform. So, pag maghimo kag art or crafts, dili lang na siya ingon isa lang imong makuan, mag-develop jud kag mga elements ana para gwapo ang kalabasan sa imong art. So, next ani tackle na to ang meaning aning fundamental principle of art: harmony, variety, balance, movement, emphasis, and proportion, rhythm, pattern, and repetition.
Harmony is the feeling of unity between all parts of the work of art which creates a sense of completeness. Harmony is an artistic notion that relates to how well all of the visual elements interact, sense of harmony, elements should have some sort of logical development or connection. It should just appear to work. So, variety is the use of several elements to design to hold the viewer's attention and to guide the viewer's eye through and around the work of art. The various of qualities or examples of the visual aspect is referred to as variety in art. It is the absolute opposite of dull or repeated usage of the elements.
Balance is the distribution of the visual weight of the objective, color, texture, and space. If design was to scale, these elements should be balanced to make a design of feel stable. Kani di siya dapat og maghimo kag kanang nay mga kuan, dapat na siya balance ba para dili gani siya kuan matumba ug di siya maguba kay kung magbuhat ka og walay balancing matingala lang ka nga kuan pag butang nimo nga natumba kay wa day balance day. Kuan movement is the path the viewers eye takes to work of art open to focal area. Kani siya ug mo man ka pwede mo ni siya ma-display kay para makita sa mga tao ba og unsay mo ang mga nabuhat kuan mo to nabulol.
Emphasis is the part of design that catches the viewer's attention. The area could be different in size, color, texture, or shape, etc. So, ang emphasis, diri nga part, kani nga element sa art kay, diri nimo makita ang mga expectation, mga impression sa mga viewers sa imong art. So, emphasis, pagtanaw pa lang nila sa imong art, maana din sa hala, kuya, wag color, ani, ay, hala, dako lagi kay ni anak, murag, makatch niya ang attention sa imong viewer. So, proportion is the feeling of unity created when all parts, sizes, amounts, or number relate well with each other. So, when creating art, i-sure yun nimo ang proportion sa imong art. Kay, dili kay mo patakalang ka og kuan sa imong art nga murag katag kaayo. Naadyo na siya murag unity murag sa iyang size, sa iyang kadaghan, number para murag kay-aya tanaw nimo art.
Rhythm is created when one or more elements of design are used repeatedly to create a feeling of organized movement. Rhythm creates a mood like music or dancing. To keep rhythm exciting and active variety essentials. Example is a strong, regular, repeated pattern of movement or sound. Rhythm also called a tempo, pattern, and flow. Next is pattern. Pattern is the repeating of an object or symbol all over the work of arts. Example is the visual arrangements of item in sequence or repetitions is referred to as pattern. Consider a row of trees, a floral gown, a flowers design, or the ocean swaying back and forth. Next is repetition. Repetition works with pattern to make the work of art seem active. The repetitions of elements of design creates units within the work of art. Example is the repeated use of particular elements of visual arts to create a pattern, movement, rhythm, or unity. In speaking, repetition sequentially employed as a historical ta- tactic to draw attention to a particular point. Then,
So, motivated functions of art. Motivated purposes of art refer to the intentional conscious actions on the part of artists or creators. This may be to bring about political change, to comment on an aspect of society, to convey a specific emotion or mood, to address personal psychology, to illustrate another discipline, to with commercial arts, to sell a product, or simply as a form of communication. So, daghan kayo og functions ang art. So, pwede siya intentional, pwede siya action, pwede siya sa political change, pareha ng kanang magkampanya na, kanang sa mga basketball court, magkuhan-kuhan like mga art sa board, sa pintura. Pwede po siya makuhan sa emotion or mood or sa psychology. Daghan gid ng functions ang art. So, art for acting. Art may pursue to bring about a certain emotion, to relax or to entertain the viewer. So, art for acting. Example ani is dancing. So, ang function niya is mag-act siya, mag-dance siya to bring a certain emotion. So, depende po sa ginasayaw sa kuan para ng ballet na siya specific nga emotion, sadness ba, ng lonely, para ma-internet or ma-relax ang viewer para pod ma-entertain sila. So, art of healing. Art is utilized by art therapists, psychotherapists, and clinical psychologists as art therapy. The end product is a method of curing through creative act. So, ang example aning art for healing, pareha sa nang sa unang panahon sa China, ang ginabuhat nila is nagakuan sila tong murag candle nila, tapos ilang sindihan, magsayo-sayo sila, murag naga-form sila og art through dancing, pero natoy purpose sa ila na sila ginatuuhan nga kato daw nga particular nilang ginabuhat kay nadot to'y purpose para maayo ilang pasyente o ana. So next is art for political change. So one of the essential functions of the art of the early 20th century has been to use visual images to bring about legislative modification. So ang art for political change is makita mo to tong naingon ako gaina pag mga kampanya na magbuhat-buhat na sila og mga sign sa ila para maboto sila sa para sa basketball court, pwede po mga jingle nila through singing. So nagi po ni art dra. So art for propaganda. So commercialism. Art is utilized to influence popular ideas or moods. So ang kaning art for propaganda is kuan siya murag to influence the viewers. So example para to. Trasyon. Trasyon kanang usually makita nimo yung trasyon sa intrams kanang mga design sa imo sa nina nga made of trash. Murag recycle materials. Imong ipilit-pilit sa imong sa mga gown ba or ana para mag-raise og awareness kung unsaon nato pag-alaga atong environment. So, isa na sa example sa art for propaganda. So, art for communication. Art has a goal directed toward another individual. So money, for example, graphic is a form of art for communication in which the artist expresses their emotions, feelings, and what. So art communication. Example yan is ang background sa imong art. So ang artist pag mag-make na siya art, nadyo na yung background. So usually sa background dito pa nato pag isa pa lang katanawon sa viewer, ma-feel na nila kung unsa tong ginapahiwatig sa artist. So dito na nimo makita ang lain-lain nga emotions, feelings, moods sa usa ka art. So, mga lang to tanan. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.